Right, Candy, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been poorly this week, so I was looking for something to cheer myself up. And I found a documentary on Amazon called Wildcat. I thought this will do the trick. I was wrong. So Wildcat is, like I said, it's a documentary, and it follows a young lad called Harry Turner who joined the army as a young lad at 18, went off to Afghan and saw some horrific things, and was subsequently discharged with severe depression and PTSD. And he came home and basically, so a lot of trigger warnings here. He tried to take his own life, and happily, unsuccessfully, took himself off to Peru after that to try and kind of find himself again and find a bit of meaning and just to live in his own head for a bit and sort himself out. And his travel took him to a wildlife conservation run by an American PhD student called Samantha Zwicker. So she's really, really intelligent woman, and they become sort of romantically involved. And it turns out that his experience with living in extremely harsh conditions whilst living in Afghan, plus he had a really, really he has a really nurturing, kind nature about him, made him the kind of perfect candidate for what she was looking for in terms of rehoming animals. And it's the story of this Ocelot that comes to them as a kitten that they call Keanu. An adorable little thing he is, but Harry just puts everything he has into raising this Ocelot and to eventually, hopefully, release him into the wild. And it's so heart-wrenching in places, but also you're really rooting for them to both be okay in the end, because everything that happens to Keanu, this little baby Ocelot, is affecting Harry so extremely. And it's just as much of a battle with his own depression and PTSD as it is, like, everything is riding on releasing this Ocelot. Basically, he's the Ocelot's mum kind of thing. So the Ocelot has to make a connection with just one of them. So the girlfriend's kind of back and forth from the States, because she's a PhD student, so she's still writing her thesis and everything. So he has to be the one to really bond with this Ocelot. And he's sort of, the amount of time and effort that he puts into raising this tiny creature, and he'll take him out, hunting at night. It goes from him being like a little baby kitten and everything to him actually having to teach him to hunt and to basically stop feeding him and everything, just so that he would be able to hunt for his own rodents and stuff. And it's the way they finally, it's so emotional, because they are so attached to one another, but at the same time, that he has to be let go for Harry to succeed in his mission. He has to let go of this Ocelot. So it is so good. I would be very surprised if this doesn't get awards, but it's definitely not a laugh a minute. If you're feeling slightly emotionally delicate, I would be very careful going into this, and especially if you're a cat lover as well. It's not all fun and games, but it is extremely emotionally powerful. It is extremely good, and like I said, for trigger warnings, it doesn't shy away from the fact that he does self-harm and everything, and it does show fully his struggles with depression and how his girlfriend deals. His girlfriend as well, Samantha Zwicker, also has a bit of a troubled background, and she talks about her upbringing, how her father was an alcoholic, and how, well, he could be emotionally abusive. She always could see the good in him, and unfortunately he passed away, and then a lot of the way she was looking after her father transferred to how she was kind of looking after Harry as well. So it took an emotional strain on her. So the importance of this just one little Ocelot making it and surviving and being hopefully released into the wild is so important to all of them. But it's, very, very good. If you're feeling quite emotionally strong, give it a watch.
Oh, it sounds fascinating. Is that, what did you say it was called? Wildcat?
Wildcat on Amazon.
Is it like TV or just like a movie documentary?
No, it's about 90 minutes, 2 hours long, I think. Just a one and done. But really, really good.
Yeah, I'm really into like documentaries more when they're like an hour to an hour and a half kind of one. And Netflix has this problem of dragging ones out for like 6 episodes when they don't need to be that. So that sounds
Yeah,
that
exactly.
sounds
Doesn't it
perfect.
just?
Yeah, I'll give that a watch definitely.